Hello, SpeedGaming fans, and welcome to today's Spoiler Open Qualifier Gaming Live Tournament. I am the second host, and here, Mike Yadro. How are you doing?
Hey there, I'm doing pretty good today. Honestly, at 3 o'clock in the morning, I think things are going to be good.
Depending on which time zone you're in, here in Europe, it's 9 a.m., so depends on where you are. We are going to get going right away with Tam and Shady Force on the restream. And yes, this is a spoiler open, so our runners are going to skip a lot of the checks.
Indeed, and we actually have spoiler logs on our end as well. We can already see that 7 of the crystals, 3 of the pendants, and the bombos tablets are required for our checks today.
Very much so. Interesting that they choose to go different routes. Spoiler log tends to be more semi-routes, but here we have complete divergence immediately.
And it looks like Tam is going to go and grab a couple of good items down near the bottom, whereas Shady Force is going to go for the magic mirror or by the mushroom.
Just a little bit of sinking here. Interesting choice by Tam here to... He sees in the log that there are 3 bombs in this chest, so he can immediately go down here.
Already Tam is coming down to 1 heart. Hopefully they can make it through the escape sequence.
There's a heart underneath this spot here.
That looks like Shady Force.
Yeah, Shady Force realizing, oh, there's nothing down there, so I don't need to go.
Shady Force went in and then left the blind HUD.
Yeah, he realized, oh, there's nothing here.
Well, we got the gloves in the first chest. And 6 bombs? 6 bombs in the well.
Okay, Tam rushed his sword. That's good to have. Okay, so Shady realized, oh wait, it's behind bombs down here. That he needed to go. So he checked, oh, I got bombs by the glove.
Fair enough. So in addition to collecting the sword in the boomerang chest, Zelda's cell actually contained another progressive item, but Tam is just going to go ahead and get away from that while Shady grabs the lamp.
Moonpearl in, well, that's always a good find.
Runners are everywhere and anywhere they can be right now, and it is just absolute chaos with how quickly they're getting through these.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about this opening from Tam, because that was a long way to go just for a sword.
Indeed. I don't know where any of the other swords are because I haven't looked too far the log, but Tam is now going to get a bottle with blue goo in the bottom of the well.
Bush Crab being gentle with the bombs today. Okay, especially since we have another sword and a bottle in Sahasura's closet, that makes me even less happy about Tam's choice of going sword first there. I mean, Shady is gonna go there as well, but Shady has that sword now.
And it looks like Tam just got the hammer and the powder in the Moldorn cave.
Yeah.
Very nice to have that hammer early on. From Vrithrin 11. So do the runners only get spoiler log like a couple of minutes before the race? No. So they actually get it 15 minutes before the race. They have 15 minutes to look over the log and then compare those notes and figure out their routing. Adlor confirmed that. Looks like now Shady and Tam are retracing each other's steps.
And while they're doing that, please go follow these runners. They are absolutely fantastic runners, and they deserve all the followers that they can get.
Indeed. In fact, we have a total of 8 racers today for our qualifier. These two just happen to be really high on that list of in terms of racetime.gg scores. I've noticed that the bot doesn't like me or anybody else who's not an admin.
Fair enough.
So we may need to get an admin to come in and run those bot commands. Looks like a little more retracing. Tam going after the lamp, and Shady going after... what was in the well? Oh, Moon Pearl and the other bottle.
Yeah.
So at this point, anything that they do is a little bit newer now. Tam
Well,
going after the...
Sam has to get his glove.
Yep. I was just thinking about that too.
Yeah, bombs and arrows are rare to find in spoiler. So you find them first, and then, yeah, you got them, and you don't care. Okay, so Tam routed around so that he could get to the Dark World here.
Ah, get the hammer and then get the gloves, and then you can go into Thieves Town.
Yeah.
Is Shady gonna go after the powder? No, it doesn't.
Nope.
Not look like so.
Is there anything behind the powder on Magic Bat? Or was that just a safety pickup from Tam?
I'm
Probably safety.
not sure. We'll consider it a safety for now, unless we see something that might be locked.
Yeah, I mean, Shady Force didn't pick it up at all, so I assume there's nothing on Magic Bat at this point.
And Shady going for the fake flippers. Now, you were telling me that Shady does this only like invisible link, and I was gonna be impressed with what I saw, and I absolutely am impressed by the fact that he could, do this trick.
Water splash. You usually line it up with the sword, so you can see where the tip of the sword is, and that's your lineup point.
I actually did the fake flipper once with the fighter sword, and I found out that I only needed a couple of pixels.
Yeah, so the fighter sword is 1 pixel shorter than the other swords.
Okay. So Tam has collected the flute, gotten the duck, or whatever avian bird you feel like calling it, and gets the blue mail with the bottle merchant. Hey, that's, not a scam for once.
So yeah, Tam definitely going for the safeties here. Getting blue mail, getting powder, whereas Shady Force is just not bothering picking those up at all.
Indeed. So we'll see what kind of stuff we get. Wow, I just realized that Tam is down to half a heart now.
Yeah, that murder dactyl. That's wow. Fire rod and bow in my shed.
Nice, nice. And I believe the ice rod was found in the waterfall cave, so it does look like... No, Turtle Rock is a pendant. So, very curious to see. I know the ice rod and the fire rod can be used to kill or defeat some bosses pretty quickly. And looks like Tight Mitts were in the chest minigame.
Yeah.
They like to call that. So
I always like when they pick up my mitts. I always forget where I leave them.
The flute was in the back of the house.
So yeah, the routing here is that Shady Force has the Master Sword from Zarfilos Closet, and he has the Ice Rod from his fake flippering. That's his. That's why he is behind, so to speak, in the routing. But Tam doing a good job here of routing in with the mirror this closet so that he can get his sword. Okay. Shady Force is gonna pick up his blue mail.
Always scared when you see like less than 7 hearts and green mail going into the dark world. Oh, it took a moment
And
for
yes,
the monkey to show
I
up.
believe his Shady Force's shadow is slightly has a blue hue around it right now. Because yes, every sprite has to have some difference between the mail upgrades.
I did notice that when I was trying to, well, do a couple of things before. Shady now going after his bow and his fire rod as Tan goes into Palace of Darkness. Wonder what kind of stuff we're gonna find here.
Yeah, and Shady is hot on the heels here. Now, knowing what they actually found, I like Tam's routing better. I feel like he has a slight advantage, and in spoiler, even a second advantage is massive.
Absolutely. I was actually commentating on qualifier number 6. We had a couple of racers, and just one mistake ended up costing the left player 3 seconds, which was more than enough to get player number 2 the advantage in the win on the restream. Salem the Cat, there's a match at 3:30 in the morning. Yes, there's a lot of qualifiers that are going to be outside of the typical US times to work with our European and our Australian runners, commentators, and trackers.
Here in Europe, it's 9 a.m. in the morning, so for those that are not currently at work, this is a decently good time to have a race.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, while I did mention that it was 3 a.m., I actually do live on the West Coast, so it's only about midnight here, which is still a pretty reasonable time for a lot of people to watch the race.
Now, I believe the reason they are picking up this ice rod is that Trinex has something. That can be that's the only reason that they are picking it up. And yes, as you might have realized, us commentators, we haven't actually checked the spoiler log, so we're going to be as surprised as you are, chat. And
Indeed.
try to guess where things are going to come.
Yeah. As far as the spoiler log, in my personal case, I just check to see where the crystals and the pendants are going to be because they're going to show up on the stream when the restream starts. Otherwise, everything else, I'm in the dark just as much as you guys.
Yeah.
I do believe our tracker does know where everything is, and will let us know if we missed something.
So, our runners are now in sync in terms of items and places that they have gone and checked. So we can actually see that Tam passes that rock at 32. Just to have a little check of, this is pure execution and routing that disadvantage is, and that is a 13-second lead for Tam. Just in pure execution and routing. That is a good distance to have in terms of time.
Indeed. So while we thought that they were going to go into Turtle Rock, it looks like Tam's going to go into Tower of Hera first.
Yeah, I mean, we still need a Bombos medallion to enter Turtle Rock.
So it might be here then. Interesting.
Might
How
be.
far up? My question is, how far up do we have to go? Because I would not want to have to deal with Troll Dorm at this point.
I mean, we have a Master Sword.
We do have a hammer, so
We have a
couple
hammer,
hits.
so spins are fast.
Both of our runners now running through Tower of Terror pretty quickly. Tam's gonna set up
Oh.
the bomb trick.
That's a small key. So the basement has something. And
Completely avoids the chest in the middle there.
yeah, and they are gonna go for Troll Dome. Okay. I mean, it's a crystal. They have to.
Oh yeah, I didn't even. I should have, kept an eye on that.
There's a little C up there in the corner. Top left corner. When you enter a dungeon.
Ah yes.
And yes, in spoiler, the game considers every single dungeon you have the map. So the moment you step in, you have the marking of what type of dungeon it is.
I only just checked out the music with Shady. What is this? Sounds familiar. 3 strikes and you're out, Trolldorm.
Yes, we are going to get a coffee break.
Oh.
Now, it is okay in spoilers to have a little coffee break because you can check over the log again, check, okay, where do I route from here? How do I walk? So it's not really a break in spoiler.
Right. Okay, so Shady Forces MSU pack sounds really weird. There's like all sorts of stuff going on all of a sudden. Bree reminding us that the compass and pendant check at the top left is actually a key sanity thing, not a spoiler. Which I remembered. I did a Ambrosia race once and saw that and I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, Bombos medallion.
Of course.
Kind of need that. Okay, so I believe with this gear we can clear Turtle Rock.
Let's see, we've got the Canis Samaria, the Fire and Ice Rods. I don't think there's really anything else necessary for
Well,
Turtle Rock, is
we
there?
have to go the long way around the firebar room if we have to go that route, because the bookshop.
Right. Neither of the races have gotten their hook shot yet. By the way, did I see half magic on the floating island?
Might have been, and then our runners are not picking that up. Alright, Turtle Rock is now open for Tam. He's gonna go in and try to fast clear this dungeon. Yeah. And this is slightly easier when you actually know where all the keys are. Where the items that you need to pick up are. Now, here's the difficult part. Muscle memory to go down instead of up on the conveyor.
Right, because without the hook shot, you can't just pull yourself away.
You actually have to do this the intended route.
Tam manages in the first run, so all's that good.
Well, our runners only have 3 hearts, and these crystal rollers do a lot of damage. So, better. Yeah, that's 1 heart of damage. Okay.
Yeah, since
No,
so.
no, Shady. Yes.
Shady remembers.
Shady just managed to get back on track. That muscle memory is so hard to skip.
So I believe we were told one thing before the race started with our
Yeah.
tracker.
Yeah,
Um,
let's keep that on the down low
Will do. Okay.
because that's just funny.
Yeah. It's I mean, our racers aren't gonna say too much about it, but it's gonna be hilarious once all this is over and everybody's like, "Where's this? Where's that?" Okay, so Tam pulling out the powder to make sure that they're not hit by the anti-fairies. Always a good trick. You know, I've played Link to the Past for a very long time, and I didn't realize that the powder could actually turn anti-fairies into fairies.
I did not know that until I started watching Rando.
Yep. I think a lot of people wouldn't have known. I mean, don't discount gamers, you know. We're pretty... I don't even know what to think of now.
So, interesting thing is that Shady Force decided to go out of his way to pick up a hot container in the spike room.
A little bit of a safety for him.
Yeah, which is surprising since he decided to skip the powder, which was literally a chest away in Minimolon Cave. Excuse me, bomb?
Yeah, I saw that too. It kind of clipped right through the
Yeah, it clipped through the wall, but it still destroyed. Okay.
Phase 23 asking, so what do we think is on Trinex? Hookshot, flippers? We don't know. As far as
We don't
commentators,
know.
we're keeping ourselves in the dark with the spoilers. But the flippers are going to be found in the Mimic Cave, so
Yeah,
not
so
on Trinex.
no. I'm guessing boots.
Our tracker is telling us that Trinex has pain. So looking to see what we get from there. Completely bypasses the big chest, by the way, on Tam.
I mean, yeah, if it has money, then we don't need it.
Right. So Salem just tried using the commentary bot, and it's not working. Oh dear.
Yeah, so one of the biggest challenges in spoiler is that you're gonna be on 3 or 4 hearts for most of the seed. And yes, you may get a mail upgrade at some point, but these fire bars taking a third of your health, that's not normal in when you
Yeah,
have like 10 hearts here.
indeed. And the fact that these racers are going in with such little health, you know, I commend them for all their efforts. So Tam not going to the laser bridge. Laser bridge probably has nothing. Going straight for Trinex now. Make sure to fill up on that magic.
Now, Master Sword Trinex on 3 hearts. This is rough.
This is going to be a tough fight, but you know, I look forward to seeing how both of these runners work it. Oh, Hammer is being used for the majority on Trinex here, so won't have to worry too much, I suppose. Saw Shady go for a key.
Yeah, so Tam went for the Pokey Key.
And Tam is done. Boom, bam, done. Here we go. Trinex is gonna have the Pegasus boots. Alright.
Yeah. When you see the spoiler of this seed, you realize, oh no, I have to do Trinex.
Well, GG's to Tam and Shady Force, who are both gonna clear this pretty quickly. now that we have the boots, going for the
Hookshot cave.
That was it. We are going for the hookshot cave.
Mm-hmm.
So what's... Okay, I'm kind of curious. No!
Why
No!
is that there? Why is that there?
Wait, hookshot in bottom hookshot cave. Are you... What?
Yeah. Logically, it can be placed there because boots logically gives you access to that chest. Yeah, this it is pulling.
I am baffled. Just absolutely, entirely speechless.
Yeah. So one of the first things you see in this spoiler log is that hookshot is in hookshot cave. Then you immediately check, okay, where's my boots? Shit, Trinax.
So Shady Force now going for his hookshot as Tam goes to clear Thieves Town.
Yep.
Finds the silver arrows in the third chest. Or was that...
Okay,
Wait,
we're gonna have
second?
to... we are gonna have to do Vitreous, so that is a time save just for Vitreous and of course Ganon.
Okay, so it was the second chest that had the silver arrows. So no silverless run today. When I was doing Qualifiers 6, both runners had Master Sword, not the burnt sword, but the Master Sword, and no silver arrows.
Yeah,
So.
it's the normal, it's the norm, but if you have silvers along the way that you're already running that dungeon, you're gonna pick them up. Same with Bugnet.
Bugnet, really?
Yeah, because when you're running up Ganon's tower, you might want the safety to not insta-die to Ganon. Or...
Oh, right, with all the anti-fairies that you can transform.
Yeah.
A little bit of...
And
issues
potions are usually not that easy to come by, and you don't want to spend the time on getting them. So getting a fairy in Ganon's tower, like in the second to last chest, that's fine. You don't lose that much time on it.
Paramondox asking what was in Pendant Turtle Rock. It was the boots. Trinex had the boots.
Trinex had boots, Flippus was in Mimic Cave, and Hookshot was in Hookshot Cave.
Yep. So Tam is now going back to the Maiden.
Yep.
Still just goodness, it's probably like a minute ahead now.
Yeah, I mean, pure execution-wise, Tam has been absolutely on point. He has 2 less hearts than Shady, so Shady has taking his time to pick up some extra hearts. But yeah.
Although, in a fight like this, scripted or not, if Tam loses all 3 of those hearts in this fight, this could be devastating.
Yep. I think he still has a blue goo.
Oh, that's right, they did collect the blue goo.
Mm-hmm.
And
Tam he gets red goo.
Just... That was too easy. Oh, and there's red goo. Delicious party health potion. I always wondered what the health potions taste like. Personal thoughts.
Raspberry.
Raspberry? Oh. I would think cherry, but, you know, that's just personal preference. I could see blue raspberry with a blue potion. So Tam now going into Skullwoods. Let's see what we can get around here. Oh, maybe Tam's just going straight for Mothula.
Yeah, I mean, Crystal, we're gonna have to clear this, and we have a fire rod and a sword. That's all we need.
No, I just realized. I was looking at something else. There we go. Shady Force not getting the no-run kill on Blind.
Yeah, and just saying that this is a qualifier race. We are just watching 2 of the people here, but I believe there are 8 people running this race right now, right?
There are indeed 8 racers. So once we are finished with these 2, we will find out what the full standings are for everybody. But given how fast we're going through this, I imagine this is probably going to be another sub-hour type of race. And I'm just gonna spoiler it for everybody here. If you guys want to guess when we do the guessing game later, try to guess a low number, because that's usually how that kind of thing goes with these guys. They're not gonna check every chest in GT.
I'm gonna guess 1.
I don't know. It was 4 last time, so you know I'll probably go 4 or 5 when it comes to that time.
Yeah.
Tam defeating Mothula with ease. Shady Force still about 45 seconds behind. Tam is going to go for the save and quit and head back to Link's house. I started calling it Link's house, by the way. I used to always call it Uncle's house.
Yeah, but we have the Uncle Drop, so not to confuse Link's house.
Yeah. SpeedGaming coming up with the upcoming stream commands. Still gotta figure out why the bot command is broken. To figure that out.
Yeah, Tam is meanwhile going into Swamp. And Swamp in spoiler is much easier than in non-spoiler, because you know if you have to go left side.
Indeed. Shady Force now defeating Mothula. Pretty good spin attacks there. I'm gonna step away and grab myself a quick drink.
Yeah, so if you know if you're gonna go left in Swamp, you do that first, because it is always faster to first go left and then go to the boss, if you have to go to the left side. But yeah, Shady Force is hot on the heels of Tam here. Still a little bit behind, but execution-wise, you can make this up.
Mm-hmm. So with Tam being so far ahead, if we could ask the tracker to switch over to their audio, unless it's forked for whatever reason.
And it doesn't look like there is much of anything in Swamp, because Tam is just
not going to left side.
Nope.
So Tam's just going to go after the crystal then.
Yeah. Now, here's an interesting question. Is this strategy, the diver down here, really faster if you don't have to pick up the chests? If you know they're not big.
Honestly, to be fair, I haven't been speedrunning for that long, so I wouldn't know. I would say probably more, whatever the word is, experienced commentator would probably have that knowledge. I did see Adalor in the chat, as well as a few other of our commentators that we usually have. So maybe they might have the answer.
Yeah, I think it is. If you get it immediately, if you get the perfect jump down. I think it's still faster because the cutscene is a bit of a time loss going the other way. But if you have to spend like 5-6 seconds doing it, then the other route actually is faster.
Okay. I will have to keep tab of that when I eventually start speedrunning this. And Tam is just gonna plunk one and done. Man, those silver arrows are. Yes, Tam did get a fourth heart where Shady
there.
Force collected his.
Mhm.
Shady now at 6, so.
And I believe with those issues that Shady Force had there, if he didn't want the heart there, I think it would have been faster to go the upper route. But you never think like that. You think, oh, I'm gonna get it perfectly immediately.
Right. FaZe letting us know random players are also more comfortable doing diver down.
Yeah, I mean, racers are very comfortable in doing that trick, and they usually get it very, 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 very fast.
Tam is now opening up Misery Mire. Collect his 5th crystal. And this is interesting. She did some spin attacks, but is also slashing.
It depends on how close boss is and how much health you have, that sort of thing. One of the harder parts about this fight is when you quick swap to the arrows, you don't accidentally click your mirror as you're swapping.
Right. I don't know how many times I've accidentally mirrored out of a boss.
Because if you're doing just menuing, then it's not that easy to accidentally click the mirror. But quick swapping, yeah, that can happen.
Yeah, and I think I've gotten more used to the quick swap feature than I have going through the menu. But then again, I don't know if it's speedrun legal to have the menu set to instant.
I think the setting is normal.
So it has to be normal. Yeah, so
yeah,
I use instant when I do the menu transfer, but for the most part, I just do the item quick swap. Shady Force, instead of going into Misery Mire, is going into Ice Palace. So we have another divergence going on. But Tam is now going into the dark rooms. Misery Mire.
and we have a mirror. Oh, we have a lamp, so that's fine.
Oh yeah. Misery Mire.
Yeah,
still
Maya had nothing, so we're just sprinting through this.
going right to the crystal. I think out of all the dungeons.
Why did you hit that switch? Oh, right, he actually hit that other switch. Okay, never mind.
Uh-oh.
No, he's fine. It's fine. I just forgot he actually hit the switch.
Right. Am I seeing things, or is Tam using the fire rod and getting some weird results?
So that is a fire rod glitch, which you can do that and have the fire rod hit elsewhere on the screen or on another screen, the same super tile.
Oh.
There is a setup. I'm not 100% sure how that is, but it has to do with how you enter the portal to the Dark World, and how you place down the block in the dark room.
One of the commentators keeps saying the wrong pronouns for Tam. Is Tam they them?
They them. Sorry. Yes. Apologize. We should have seen that.
I think I made that mistake a couple of times myself. My bad.
Yeah.
But Shady Force now going into Cold Stare, while Tam is working on Desert Palace.
Yep, and Big Key probably in the right side. Now I am surprised that we haven't found another sword yet, but they might be in permanent dungeons. Because if you have a sword that you run by, you're probably gonna pick it up because Bacon Sword is better than the Master Sword in all situations.
Oh, absolutely. I don't want to check the spoiler log myself just to see where we can find other swords, but no, that's like I said. I'm gonna stay in the dark when it comes to this. So Tam disregarded the I believe it was the compass chest to go after the big key.
Yeah. So Tam only has Desert here left and Ice Powers, and Shady Force has all of Desert and Mire. Now Go Mode Mire and Go Mode Ice Powers is roughly the same length. In spoilers, that is.
Oh, of course. So we get the compass for our efforts here. That is crystal number 6 for Tam now. It's not going to be long before Tam retraces Shady Steps to go for GT.
And yeah, we are likely not gonna get any more swords unless they are right next to our big key in GT.
So let's see here. I think I've discussed this before, but since we know that both of these runners are essentially just speed running to the bosses at this point, what is your worst or most hated dungeon?
Probably Mire.
I was gonna say the same. While I haven't been running for too long, I hate going in Mire every time. Salem, the cat saying, I recognize the music, but I can't put my finger on it. This does sound familiar. Shady Force now getting his 6th crystal. Tam snapping through the wall. Always fun to see that.
I'm so happy to see these runners do that glitch, just instantaneously walk through and done. For me, that takes like 30 seconds at least to do.
Yeah, no, I can't do any of these glitches other than maybe fake flippers with the arrows and the bombs. I can do it with the sword, but that's all I can do.
Yeah. So Ice Palace is the main one you should learn soon, because it saves you minutes. Fake Flipper and Ice Palace is the two major ones that you're gonna need to know.
I'll definitely look back at this VOD and keep an eye out for how that works.
So there are multiple YouTube videos that explain exactly how these glitches are done. You can search for them.
Tam now in the Cold Stare fight.
Yeah.
this is a little scary.
Blue mail, yeah, and
Camp does still have that magic. Nope.
I don't think it's enough to shoot a fire.
Alright, so we are done with the 7th crystal now on Tam. So it's about that time, isn't it?
We keep guessing game. No
Indeed.
cheating, chat.
Yes, if you've actually seen the spoiler log, please don't spoil it for other people and guess the actual number. But for those who want to participate, it's time for the guessing game. Because this is a spoiler race, myself, personally, I believe that the key is probably only going to be in, like, the first 5 chests. I would say number
Most
4
likely.
again.
I'm gonna say 1. I think it's in the first room.
First check that they check.
Yeah.
Well, we'll definitely see. Okay. So Tam is going through Super Bunny.
Yeah. So it is faster to go up to the Turtle Rock and do that portal, especially if you already opened it. However, that depends on the dead rocks not screwing you over. Because
so if you
if
wanna
those
avoid all
dead
that-
rocks, if those dead rocks keep you around for 10, 15 seconds, you're just gonna start losing a lot of time.
Gotcha. If Desert Palace wants a boot lock, then it has to be on GT Torch. Hooktail with the question. I don't quite understand it.
No, it doesn't have to be anywhere. So the big key can be anywhere in here. And it's like,
One day, gotta look for it.
Sam is gonna go to the torch room though. No, wait, he needs a key. He needs a key.
So Hooktail asking... Oh, yeah, so we did need them for Hookshot, as Kupo and Adalor both said, yeah.
Yeah, so the hookshot can be in Hookshot Cave, but only logically if you have the boots.
Oh, and there's a fire sword.
Okay, tempered sword.
How many chests was that?
I mean,
Or was
technically 3,
Okay,
but the big key was in the first.
was it first? Okay,
Mhm.
of course. Tam now making the climb up GT to tackle the 3 overworld bosses. Aghanim, and eventually Ganon.
Yeah, this kind of on 4 hearts blue mail. Oh, oops, sorry, red. We have red mail. It is still a bit scary because you don't have a lot of safeties.
Indeed, we still do have the blue. I believe
We have a blue potion and a red potion.
Okay.
And a B.
And a B. Wait, was that Tam who got rid of the B earlier, or was that Shady?
I don't remember. I think one of them did. Yeah, Tam has red mail, Shady Force has blue. Shady Force decided not to go down the desert ledge. Okay, Shady Force is going for his sword first and then his big key. Yeah, that's a 1 heart.
Oh wow, Tam has got the double speed on the heart alert.
Oh.
My goodness. Oh, the red mail was on Desert Ledge. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. Tam's
Okay.
printed down that.
So as far as defense, power, and health, I think the two are basically about the same with Shady Force and the blue mail. So both of these runners...
Roughly, yeah. Okay, these guards making Tam's life a bit harder.
Oh, I didn't even notice that the prediction thing happened on Twitch.
Yeah,
so congratulations.
That probably shouldn't have gone up because people could actually know where it was, so...
Yeah. But it looks like we had some people guess 8 through 14, which was interesting.
Well, we know they didn't cheat.
Yep. But for future reference, as we come towards the last few minutes of this stream, or this run, I should say, all of our qualifiers for SpeedGaming Live are going to be open spoiler runs. That is for every qualifier run that you see with a link to the past randomizer, this is what you're going to be seeing. These sub-hour, pretty quick, running through dungeon and boss type runs. And now, after Aghanim, on the first, one on the second, oh, darn, I thought it was going to be a 2-1-3. Wait, did one of those not connect?
Yeah, he missed one there. But yeah, Tam has finished up Aghanim 2 and has Gan left to fight. 4 hard red mail, tempered sword. Not the worst in spoiler, but yeah. And you have silvers, so you could do better, but not by much.
I believe in Tam. I believe this is going to be pretty quick. In the meantime, I'm going to go and take a quick look at our race room, just to see how everybody else is doing. I'm not going to say anything here, of course. And going in. Troll Dorm going after Shady Force there. Take up the fire bats.
Yeah, that takes some true skill to do the fire bats that way.
I believe in the skill of our runners here. Shady Force now going after Aghanim. Same deal. Are we going to see 2? Zero on the second. Oh, interesting.
And that's 3 arrows.
That was easy. That was way too easy.
Is gonna finish. Do you have the official time for Tam?
Yes. The official time for Tam is 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 50 seconds. Not counting the
No.
15 minutes, it's going to be 53 minutes and 50 seconds for Tam.
Yep. GG Tam, get your GGs in chat.
As Tam collects the Triforce, Shady is now going after Ganon.
Yeah, Shady Force is just finishing up Ganon here. I didn't realize Shady never picked up the
Red
Tempered
Sword.
Sword.
Yep.
Yeah,
And Tam has joined us here in the commentators booth. GG's Tam.
Hey, thanks.
yeah. We're gonna GG's, and we're gonna watch Shady Force finish this fight up, and then we'll talk about some of the trollier things about this seed.
Hmm.
So Tam, I do believe you have placed first in the race altogether. Super great.
Yeah, I mean, I had like the one mistake where I went to Death Mountain without the astronaut, but other than that, I don't really think I did anything wrong. And I didn't I didn't make any execution mistakes as a result of being so low on health. So I felt pretty good.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised at the start because you went for that sword straight away.
Ooh.
Shady.
Shady taking a death.
Oof. In phase 3 of all things, that doesn't feel good.
But he is going to go right back into it.
Yeah. Yeah, Blue Mail and Master Sword. That is unfortunate.
I just realized that the song playing is Doomsgate. And I believe this is a 16-bit remix?
Yeah. The difference between the difference between Master Sword and Tempered Sword in this fight is gigantic.
Oh yeah, no, this is clear night and day. I hope Shady can get through this pretty quick. Oh, getting hit by a fire bat. So we noticed that you went for the fire sword in GT, Tam. Was that just another safety for you, or?
It's kind of a bit of a very long ongoing debate about whether swords in GT tend to be worth it. I think this one was worth it, but you can make a pretty good argument for skipping it. But obviously the drawback is what Shady's going through right now with the Ganon fight.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't. So looking back, looks like end game head check. We got the 4th bottle on the pedestal. The blue goo.
Yeah, I grabbed 2 extra potions and I only used the one that was on the boss. So that felt a little silly, but I mean, having the potions let me play a lot riskier in Turtle Rock, so I was glad to have them.
And Shady Force just finally beating Ganon. Gonna get that official time here in a moment. Not counting the 1 minute and 13 seconds. Shady Force finishes 3rd with 58 minutes and 36 seconds. GG's to Shady Force.
GG Shady Force, get your GG's in chat. Hopefully he can hop in for an interview here soon.
And Shady Force actually posting in chat, race time took several seconds to clear for him, so it shows as 1 minute 13 and 46 seconds. Or I should say 1 hour 13, my bad.
If there was no other runner around him, then yeah, that's fine.
So Looks like Shady's just chatting with us here in the Twitch chat. Might not be joining us in the commentary booth.
That's fine. But yeah, so a couple of differences that we saw from the routing was that Shady Force went for first the sword in Sahasha's closet, just walking there, instead of picking it up on the way to pod.
That
Right.
was all,
We
I thought
do have a Shady Force here.
Go ahead, Tam. Sorry.
GG Shady. Yeah, the first sword, I felt pretty happy with my figuring out that I could just go straight there, because I didn't want to do bomb anymore on cave, even though we had access to all the bombs from the crabs. I figured getting the sword first was just better.
Yeah. But also we have to ask, were you happy this was a spoiler log when Hookshot and Boots are as they are?
That was really funny. This was pretty good joke seed. My tendency as a player is usually to just do Turtle Rock, so I would have destroyed everyone who didn't do Turtle Rock in this seed, but the logical like flippers in Mimic Cave to get the ice rod in the first place was extra funny.
Yeah.
There certainly was a lot of memeing going on in this seed.
Yo, GG Tam.
Yeah.
Hey, Shady. So yeah, that tempered sword for you, Shady. It's a debate if you should be going for that in GT or not, but that was really close. You already went to get your keys.
It wasn't super close. Tam was well ahead, I think, from the look of the restream.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Do you mean to get tempered or not?
Just getting tempered or not getting tempered in that situation.
So, in my opinion here, well, first of all, I looked at GT early, and in my head I saw, both swords are inaccessible because the big key's in Hope Room, so I ruled out both swords. I was assuming I was going to be doing Master Sword fight all along, and I never really double checked when I was in GT. So,
okay.
The tempered is almost certainly worth unless you are going to do a very good, clean Samaria Ganon fight, which I was never going to do because I was always going to be at most 2-hit KO and probably 1-hit KO in the Ganon fight, so you're never going to do like a super clean, efficient, optimal fight. That's where Master Sword would be ahead, I think. But I should have just grabbed tempered. I just didn't really look. It was bad. Also, I don't know what happened. I just moved down a bit, and I must have just walked into Ganon, but I can't. Like, Ganon's hitbox is not that high up there, so I don't know. I'm pretty annoyed about that. That was just a dumb death.
Yeah. Even throughout the race, it felt like Tam, you did go for a little bit of more safeties. You got the powder in Mini Moldon Cave, you got red mail from Desert Ledge. Was that intentional to be more safe that way?
In a seed like this, when it has like it's got the very big hurdle of like the Turtle Rock that you have to do early. I usually prefer having some form of safety net. Like if it's just a random pickup race, I might just like YOLO go there, green mail, 3 hearts. But like having an extra safety really just lets me play a lot safer. The Desert Ledge mail, I was pretty on the fence about skipping. I probably should have skipped it, but red mail and 3 hearts gives you a lot of good breakpoints in Turtle Rock, because things will do 2 hearts at most. I did end up skipping the laser breach key and just stole the Pokey Key instead, which was kind of a safety play. But yeah, I looked at the heart containers and some of the other safeties, and they were all just kind of bad. So I figured the mail was like the least bad option.
Yeah, I did see that divergence between you and Shady with the keys there, so I think I remarked on that actually. Now, given the fact that you went after these safeties but still made it to first place, like, tell us about like some of the tricks to help save time that you did.
I mean, the safeties I got were not horrible. Like the worst one was probably the flooded item bottle. I was really on the fence about skipping that. And I also thought about maybe skipping lamp, but that didn't seem super great, but it was possible. I don't know, I just, first spoiler log, when I first was getting into spoiler log, I did a bunch of practice seeds where I just skipped every single safety that I wasn't forced to pick up, and I died a lot, and it sucked, but it made me a lot better having the confidence to go fast when you're in Oko in a lot of places. Because usually what slows you down is trying to be extra safe and not doing the normal strats when you might die, but sometimes you just have to go for it.
Absolutely. So it looks like all of our other runners have just finished up and are chatting about in the Twitch chat now. The official times now, Tam having made first place with 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 50 seconds. We're counting the 15-minute time here. Fear Agent making second place with 1 hour, 12 minutes. Shady Force with 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 36 seconds because of that little bit of, I want to say, lag on racetime.gg's side that you were saying.
Yeah, it was very slow accepting my input. I don't know if it was my internet, but I could hear you guys fine, so I don't think it was my internet.
Amarith making fourth place with 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 16 seconds. Hitman with 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 2 seconds. And finally, in sixth place, Jay Coper with 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 32 seconds. We did have 2 DNFs, Schulzer and Bradkun. I believe Schulzer is actually letting us know in the chat. Ran out of magic at Ganon. Bet got the worst RNG on top of it. Basically lost 3 3/4 for his down warps.
So yeah, that was most of the seed. Do you have any final words before we wrap up the stream?
Well, thanks to you guys for commentating and for the trackers and everything for putting the restream on. This is cool. I'm really excited for this tournament because I love spoiler modes. So I'm glad I did well in this one because I didn't do very well in my last two.
Yeah, this one is a bit disappointing for me because I should have just left it alone. I can only make my score worse really by doing more races, but I still want to do more because it's like the best mode. So thanks so much for covering it, and hopefully I'll get a chance to watch the race back up until Ganon, and then I'll turn it off.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun watching you guys, seeing what was going on, and thank you both for running, and thanks to all of our runners today for this kind of mini seed.
Yeah, big thanks to our runners. Big thanks to our tracker, BSJ, who had a little bit easier time than normally tracking because you can just check the spoiler log when people are picking up things. But also thank you to my co-com, Kanto, and also thank you to the admin team behind SpeedGaming Live for putting up all these races. They're doing such a big work in the background.
Yep. Without the backbone of Speed Gaming, we wouldn't have these streams, so thanks to everyone who participates in these kinds of things. With that being said, I believe that's going to be the end of everything here. So thank you, Tam. Thank you, Shady, for coming into the commentating booth to speak with us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And so the next stream that we're gonna have on this channel is gonna be at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. It is, if I can look at this correctly, Mega Man 2 any percent zipless. It is a tournament match between Yadokami 9 versus Prizzy. Again, that will be at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on SpeedGaming 1. Any final thoughts, Titan?
Somewhat meme-seed, but it was really fun watching, really fun commentating. Thank you everybody for showing up at this hour, and we'll see you next time. Bye!
Absolutely. Later, everyone.